I'm Nick Seco from Home Right Windows and Doors, and we're located in Waynesboro, Pennsylvania. So we do vinyl replacement windows, we do steel and fiberglass entry doors, we do aluminum storm doors, and we do sliding patio doors, all made by Provia. The windows are a vinyl replacement window, and it could be anything from double hungs to casements to bay and bow windows and everything in between. So when somebody calls in the office and needs an estimate, they get Roxanne on the phone typically, and she would schedule an appointment for me to come out and take some measurements, provide some literature, go through what options we have, and then I would follow up within about 24 to 48 hours with an estimate with all the details of the products as well as the installed price. I find that we're typically much more affordable than the companies that you see advertising on TV or in a lot of other places. If they're spending a lot of advertising dollars, obviously they're passing those costs on to their consumers. You could go to our website at homerightwaynesboro.com, or you could call us at 717-749-4874.
Welcome back to Let's Talk TriState, all powered by Home Right Windows and Doors in Waynesboro, the right choice winner in the 2024 Best of the TriState. Now, coming up this weekend at the Capitol Theater is going to be an incredible show. And to tell us about it, we have Brian Grant, who is the artistic director from the Chambersburg Ballet. And then, Jenna, you're one of the dancers as well in the Firebird that we can check out this weekend. So to be honest with you, I don't know much about this particular show. So walk me through what is the story here.
So the Firebird is actually based on multiple Russian story tales that were from a long time ago. And they created this ballet around the same time as the Ballet Russe de Monte Carlo. So it was like late 1800s, early 1900s. One of the Diaghilev ballets. And the story of the Firebird is that there is a guy, his name is Prince Ivan Tsarevich, and he's coming back to take back his kingdom from an evil sorcerer named Koche the Eternal. So, yeah, I know you're like,
write all this down for me.
Yeah, that escalated quickly. But in his head, he also knew that there was a mythical creature called the Firebird that can help him to save his kingdom and all of that. So he sneaks into the garden, captures the Firebird. The Firebird's like, "No, let me go." And he's like, "Okay, what can you help me?" He's like, "Use this magical feather. When you need it, wave it in the air, and I'm going to come and save the world." That sort of thing. So come in full. Marvel style.
So the Firebird is a good character.
Yes.
Okay. And are you in this play, or are you just doing the choreography?
Yeah. So what happened, there's been a lot of personnel changes over the course of the past couple weeks, actually.
Oh, okay.
And originally I was going to just do the print. I was going to do Tsarevich. Mm-hmm. And then at one point, there was a lot of extra things happening, and so my friend was going to try and come to do Tsarevich, and I was going to do Koche.
Okay.
Then I found out he's not available, so I'm back to doing Tsarevich. And then one of our other instructors, Alcinda Burchell, she's actually going to be doing Koche.
Okay.
And that's just for Firebird.
But this is your choreography debut, correct?
Yes.
Wow.
And it's turned out to be a little bit more of a challenge than I thought it was going to be, but it's good because I think the stuff that we have choreographed is fantastic. Mm-hmm. And the nice thing about ballet is that it's kind of a living art. So if it's not necessarily perfect, but at the first time you can come in and retweak it and all that kind of stuff.
Well, and I was able to come and see the Nutcracker, which was back in January, December.
December.
Christmas time. That makes sense.
Yes.
And you just started as artistic director, right? So was that your first big debut that you had?
Yes,
okay.
Actually, that was a big undertaking just because of the amount of dancers, the amount of costumes, the technical stuff. But I'd already kind of had an idea of the vision of that.
Yeah.
Whereas with Firebird, I've seen multiple versions of it being done. The Bolshoi one is the one that's most famous with Nina Nashvili as the Firebird. So I wanted to make sure that I did something that was definitely unique to just Chambersburg and Franklin County, and I tried to nod to some of those other versions, but I try not to blatantly take them.
What makes this particular what makes this different from the original? Or how does it have the Brian Grant flair?
I think steps wise, there's it's definitely different steps wise. I think design wise, I think we tried to do a lot of fun things when it came to the costumes. Actually, we had so same guy that was going to come and do Prince that couldn't do it. Works for a company called Indiana Ballet Conservatory. So he actually sent us his costume so I could wear that.
Okay.
Then Jenna designed most of her costume for.
Did you really?
Yes, lots of feathers, lots of sewing.
Who are you?
She's the Firebird.
You're the Firebird. Yes. Oh my goodness! Yes. And you designed your costume?
Yeah, pretty much. We had some pieces, like we purchased a leotard and a tutu already made, and then I added on all the decorations and the feathers and all that stuff.
And Jenna, tell me about your dancing background.
So I have been dancing since the ripe age of 3. I was dancing at another local studio up until I was about 10 or so years old, and then I was introduced to Chambersburg Ballet through an ad in the paper for Nutcracker auditions. So I did that for one season, went back to my other studio, and then I decided that I really wanted to get more into ballet. So then I started dancing with Chambersburg Ballet for a little while, left when I was about 14 years old, did all the adult things, went to college, got my degree, and then when he took over the ballet, I decided, maybe I should give it another shot, because I was definitely missing it a lot.
Yeah.
So,
were you still dancing all throughout college and everything? Oh, wow.
I just came back as an adult.
And you're just picking it back up like it's nothing.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
No, she's been a huge asset as a dancer, but then also as a mentor for a lot of the other students.
And what a cool way to bring it back all full circle with the Chambersburg Ballet. So with the Firebird, how many dancers from the ballet are going to be in the play?
Okay, so... Okay,
we got one.
Sorry, it's before 10 a.m. I can't count.
Totally fine.
Let's see. So there's 12 minions. There's Coach Shay, so that's 13. Then there's you, that's 14. There's 7 princesses. So 21 dancers, just in Firebird.
Is it open to all? Could anybody audition or? Okay.
Yeah. Well, actually, that's actually interesting that you bring that up. So March 16th, we'll be doing our auditions for our new production of Cinderella as well, which will be debuting in June. We're going to try and get that information out. Oop, I think I just did. You got me there.
Well, when I came and saw the Nutcracker, I felt like everybody was in that, and it was so well done, and all of the kids they took their positions very seriously, and you could tell that.
Yeah.
But I remember watching it thinking, what an undertaking from a director's perspective to try and direct so many children. That has to be really difficult.
It takes a special person.
Yeah. I mean, that's a lot going on, you know, and so I was curious if there was still that many youngsters that were going to be in this one as well.
They're not as young as they are in Nutcracker, but we have some 9-year-olds that are doing an excellent job.
Sure.
Especially stepping up. And then actually we've got 2 boys that just joined after Nutcracker. Pardon me. We had lots of monsters, a long story. Makes me burpy. But
don't hold back.
Yeah, I know. We had 2 boys that joined us, and then they've jumped right into they have their own boys class. They've been jumping in straight. And honestly, the way that they've been embracing the characters for everything, I was like, ladies, are you seeing? This is how we do characters.
They're showing up our girls.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
I would not expect that at all.
Yeah, they're a little so much about technique. I was like, trust me, guys learn this way. You just throw it at them, they figure it out.
How long is the production?
I think. Well, we actually did some selective editing. So I think Firebird itself is 39 minutes.
Oh, okay.
It's a 1-act ballet. Well, and then at the beginning of the whole show, which is our winter showcase, we're going to have a mixed repertory program. So, Alcinda Burchell, she choreographed a new piece called Pulling a Thread. I'm restaging a piece called Sleeping Lotus that I actually choreographed. Oh, so here's the other thing. So I had choreographed this, and it was actually for 2 ladies. But again, because the personnel changes, I'm actually stepping in as one of the roles for that. So it's going to be one of the ladies, and then myself dancing that. And then there's a new piece that I choreographed called Myth Becomes Legend. It's kind of free form. I was like, the music's fun, it's dancing. You guys make up the story. I don't care. But yeah, that's about 9 minutes. So I think about an hour and a half for the whole show.
How many different segments or shows are there? 3?
That's 4.
There's 4.
Yeah. So
okay.
3 pieces in the first act. 15-minute intermission, which you have plenty of time to get cocktails because we're going to have those too because we're adults. And then we have Firebird after that. So
So you're going to like end it with the grand finale of the Firebird.
Yeah.
And so the winter showcase, how is that just going on this weekend?
Just this weekend.
Okay, so it's Friday and Saturday night.
Friday, Saturday, 7 p.m. at the Wood Center, which is above the Capitol Theater.
Okay. How much are tickets?
$15? Yes, $15.
So nice and affordable, and all the money goes back to the ballet.
Right to us,
okay.
Yeah. And all gets reinvested so we can use it for more programming.
And now once we wrap up the Firebird in the winter showcase, is the next step what you weren't supposed to just tell me about Cinderella?
So there's actually something else that happens before that. That's our emerging artists program. So this is a chance for the kids to either get the chance to choreograph and be able to create their own pieces, or we're also extending the opportunity for them to work on variations, classical variations, usually from any of the other ballets. So Nutcracker, Swan Lake, Sleeping Beauty, all those. Even some ones that you probably haven't even heard of, like Diana Nacti and La Esmeralda. We won't do La Esmeralda. We're on that later. It's a thing. I can't. Yeah, but I want to give the kids an opportunity to actually learn the repertoire. And you can learn as much as you want to in class, but if you're not learning the repertoire, you're not learning all of ballet. So it's a big thing. It's a big study for them to actually do that.
And then Jenna, once this show wraps up, what's next for you? Are you going to continue dancing with the ballet, or are you?
Yes, of course.
Yeah, unless I scare her away or something.
I think she seems pretty. She's made it this far. I mean,
Yeah. I haven't done it yet. That's good.
Yeah. So you're mentoring the students as well. That's really cool.
Intentionally and potentially unintentionally.
I'm sure they really, really look up to you. I'm sure they really do.
They do. And that was not. That was not intentional.
Yeah, we actually had one student who did a competition this year. This is the first time we've actually gone to competition, like a classical ballet competition. And she was really excited when Jenna came up and gave her a hug.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, yeah.
I said, I knew you'd appreciate that.
Yeah, that's such a nice full circle moment. I'm glad that you're back and dancing, and it sounds like it's going to be a great show. And it sounds like you're really settling into the role.
For the most part.
Yeah.
There's always, like I said, new challenges. There's always places to grow, and there's always places to do better. So, but it's been helpful having a really good board behind my back, and then also awesome instructors.
And you have a lot of energy and passion, and yes. You can see it on stage, and you can tell. And I think that is exciting for all the parents and all the kids. It just makes them want to work hard and put on a good production.
Yes, well, and I'm excited that I still get the opportunity to dance, even though sometimes it'd be nice for me to be able to step back and actually see the
How do you do that? How can you possibly
do caffeine?
Yes.
Lots and lots of
How do you not dance and stop and say, "Hey, no, stop. That's where you're supposed to go, over there." And like also direct it.
What are you doing? Over to the left.
I can imagine.
And sometimes, actually even yesterday, I think we were starting to do our first walk through a Firebird. And I was trying to get into character, and the kids are off stage laughing at me. I'm like, guys, I'm trying to get into character.
Yes. Yeah. Stop distracting me.
Yeah, so I'm going to call them out about that.
So Friday and Saturday, Capitol Theater, the Wood Center? The Wood
Center.
Okay. Yes. And if where can we purchase tickets?
Chambersburgballet.org. There should be a link for Firebird tickets. Mm-hmm. You sign up there. You pay through PayPal. Super, super easy.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Right.
I think we're 3/4 of the way full on Friday.
Oh, great.
Halfway full on Saturday.
Oh,
so
great.
Get your tickets now.
Yes.
About 100 tickets available.
Oh, my goodness. Well, thank you so much for coming on Let's Talk TriState and talking to us about the show. And then once this wraps up, we'd love to have you back and talk about the spring and the summer productions.
Oh, yeah,
and what's going
Cinderella is going to be really fun.
Oh,
I'm
good.
really excited about
Oh, great.
There's actually some other extra things to add to that, too. We have to bring Sarah back on for that one.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. Well, thank you guys for spending time with us this morning. We really do appreciate it.
Thanks, Katie. Coming
up, we have more Let's Talk TriState, and it's all powered by Virtus Men's Health in Hagerstown. Telehealth available online at virtusmenshealth.com.
If you'd like to be featured on an upcoming episode of Let's Talk TriState, call 717-597-9200 or email letstalk@921thegoat.com.